Dusk has in her possession now a tome of power. It crackles with possibility, and she plans to flick through that book. But in the back of her mind, she can sense other minds. Soldiers not far from here. Are they friends or foe? There's only one way to know, and Dusk hopes to investigate that once the sun has set again. But all of that will come after a day of reading and resting. And so it is with that we begin. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, No Hope, where let's go crack this door open here, because there is a little bit of light now from that morning sun. We should be getting more of that as well. So we are going to be trying to read through that book. What I'd like to try and do is maybe try and see if we can get this chair, this armchair here, just down in the light there. Yeah, that looks like it'll work. So hopefully nothing comes wandering by, otherwise that could be a little bit of a problem. So we'll go and haul that book on down here for now. We're just going to be staying by the shower. We'll go prone on the couch just so it's more difficult for things to see us from the outside. And we'll start flicking through the Tome of the Oncoming Storm. And we can see that we have access to all of the spells here. So, first of all, Electric Arts, a spell designed for scholars who have recently started to learn storm shaping, allowing them to reduce damage. They are often capricious new abilities make cause to them, so it'll kind of get rid of the electrical damage that will be taken from various things. Jolt, a short-ranged fan of electricity shoots from your fingers. Nice. We have Wind Strike, a powerful blast of wind slams into anything in front of your body. We have Wind Running, a magical wind pushes you forward as you move, easing your movements and increasing your speed. Very nice. Call Storm Hammer creates a crackling magical warhammer full of lightning to smite your foes with, and of course smash things to bits. Wow. Okay, that does sound good. Like, that gives us an actual weapon there. There is Storm Fist, encases your arm and hand in a sheath of crackling magical lightning. You can punch and defend yourself with it in melee combat. So I feel like that's a little bit more Dusk's speed than the Storm Hammer. Both quite good. This seems to be a little bit more difficult to pull off, but yeah, okay. We've got Lightning Bolt, the go-to spell for many storm shapers. The iconic spell does just what you expect. Shoot lightning from your fingertips. However, this lightning is more directed than most lightning and travels in a line through most non-solid targets. Ooh, that's nice. Lightning Blast. You fire a small concentrated ball of lightning at the target. The electricity diffuses rapidly, so it doesn't do much damage, but you're able to fire off several ones quickly, so it's also an area of effect. That's good. Shocking Dash. Fill your legs with energy and quickly dash to a target destination. That is very fun. A good way for us to close distance between us and an enemy, or a way to escape. Then we have Toxtricity. Inject a corrosive electric energy into targets within the affected area, weakening them over time and dealing huge damage. Okay, that does sound like fun. So it seems like Electronic Arts is the way for us to begin. Not too difficult for us to learn right off the bat. So yeah, let's start reading. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, that didn't take too long for us to get that there. So learning this spell will make us a Storm Shaper. Storm Shapers follow an ancient arcane discipline of meditation and harmony with the winds and tides that shape the planet. Through their deep connection to these forces, they can request powerful changes. Your powers grant you some immunity from electricity that increases with your skills, and it will lock us out of Calvinism, or becoming a Calvinist. That is the disciple of the great archwizard Lord Kelvin. Calvinists focus their magic on manipulation and control of the temperature of their environments, leading to spectacularly powerful explosions or bone-chilling cold. Your powers grant you some immunity from fire that increases with your skills. So I feel like we've got to go with this. The fates have provided, and we will follow. Just like that, we have learnt Electric Arts. Now, the only unfortunate thing about Dusk, and Elliot as he was, is that they don't actually have that much in the way of mana, and their mana regenerates rather slowly. So that's something that we need to be cautious of going forwards. But this here, we can see that there is a 36% chance of failure. It does say that our casting time is impeded right now. We are not wielding anything, but we do have our claws, so I think it's taking that into account. So that's something that we're going to need to be wary of when we're casting spells going forwards. We can also see that this costs 400 mana, so it's a considerable amount. As to how long it lasts, we can see 48 minutes and 36 seconds. That's pretty decent. Not bad. The best way for us to get better at this spell, though, is going to be by just learning it straight up. And we can learn other spells that are in here as well. I think, honestly, going through and learning them based upon the difficulty, I think will be the best thing for us to kind of try and do here. Shocking Dash is a difficulty of 0, and Wind Running is also a difficulty of 0. So let's go for Wind Running next, and then I think we'll pick up the Shocking Dash. And there we go. Okay, took us just under an hour for us to learn Wind Running. Right now we can see that there is a 42% chance of failure. It only lasts for a minute, but it only costs us 100 mana, so not bad. It can target allies and ourselves. It also does not require hands for actually casting it, so we should be able to cast that with things wielded. So next up, we will go and learn Shocking Dash. Okay, and that was like just half an hour for us to learn that there. We're a little thirsty, we are a little hungry, so let's go have some crackling, some smoked meat, and I guess we should also be trying to eat some of the candy that we have here as well. So, Shocking Dash. 25% chance of failure, and it's 349 mana for us to use that. Takes us 2 seconds to cast it though, so that can be a little dangerous doing that in combat, and the range right now is only 2, so really not that good. I think what we have to try to avoid here is being overwhelmed with the amount of things that we can learn here. I think we only want to try and learn what we are actually going to use. The Wind Strike, while I think it is useful, I don't know if it's going to be as useful as our telekinesis. I guess it's good to have something that's different than just stamina though. So looking through everything here, I don't know if we have a difficulty 2. Jolt is a difficulty 2. Okay, and that'll be kind of the same as our Shocking Touch that we have. I think it's a little less range. Jolt sounds like a good basic for us to go for though. And there we go, we've learnt Jolt, and let's make sure that we're having something to drink because we're starting to get a little thirsty here. So now I think we can get into things that are a little bit more difficult for us to learn, like Storm Fist, for example. I mean, Storm Hammer also sounds just brilliant. Storm Fist is a level 5 ability. Toxtricity is the same there as well. Wind Strike's a little bit easier for us to learn. Let's jump to Storm Fist and see how long that takes us. Oh boy, and that's a grappler zombie. Yes, let's stop studying. Well, hi there. Now, we could try out our new abilities, but they actually take us a little while to cast, and the chances of them succeeding right now aren't great. So we are instead going to use our Force Shove, in this case, to pull the grappler towards us, and then with a few good strikes, we should be able to take it out. There we go. Okay, let's not be prone, eh? That is unfortunate that it was able to kind of sneak up on us there. I don't know how it saw us. It must have heard something earlier on, I'm not sure. That crash would have been quite loud though, unfortunately. There isn't much that we can do about that. We can move back into this room though, which I think will make it a little bit better for us. We are going to be less visible. We'll also go prone here as well to try and be as secretive as we possibly can. As, yeah, we're going to continue with that Storm Fist. Okay, and there we go. At 11:30 AM, we have learnt Storm Fist. I don't think it's going to be possible. Actually, it kind of nearly is. 69%. Nice. And that spawns Storm Fist, which I guess will be a weapon that we are wielding. That is something that we can use in melee using our hands. Honestly, we could give this a shot, see if we can cast it. The spell level right now is pretty low, so let's just give it a shot. Try and keep casting this if we can. Oh, let's turn on our flashlight. That's not what I want to do. Okay, yeah, there we go. You cast Storm Fist. Something about how the spell works just clicked, and we gain a level. So when you cast something like that for the first time, yeah, you do get a good chance of getting that spell level up to level 1. So I think that's jumped up to 8 minutes from 4 minutes, which is really decent. Let's have a look at this here. So right now, will this actually work? Because our gnarled claws are integrated. Stormfist, let's have a look at you. It gives a kind of decent protection, really good electrical protection and light protection. And the melee damage though, bash of 6, it's okay. Let's go stack that up. I mean, obviously I think there's a chance it could get better, maybe. Let's have a look at the gnarled claws here. So it's definitely more protective, as it's like, they're almost like gauntlets. But as we can see, the melee damage and the base moves per attack, yeah, our claws are just straight up better. However, we would be doing a different kind of damage with these gauntlets. The question is, can we actually utilize them? Is that something that we can do? We're going to try and see if we can wield them. Indeed we can. Indeed we can. They are not a valid Tai Chi weapon, however, so we need to keep that in mind as well. Honestly, brawling is probably the way to go with them. Intriguing. Now, I would like to try and see if we could find anything else to, experiment on. And indeed, we've got a really good target, a skeletal zombie. There is a strong chance that the skeletal zombie is going to be able to withstand most of our strikes in general. So let's see how this does here. We managed to bite it then. Okay, we stabbed it and we whacked it for 11 damage. So we're doing decent damage against an enemy that is usually able to take blunt damage rather well. We've got some antidepressants there. We could try and see if we can quickly take them. We want to kill this other zombie here. We don't want to be out in the sunlight for too long. Oh, that's a scorched big old dino. Don't like the look of that. So lots of horns there, lots of bites, not so much using our Stormfist. It looks really cool though. So that's also the main thing. And we can see how long it's going to last. And it's only lasting a number of turns now at this point. So yeah, it's not around for all that long. Is that something that we want to continue working on? Because effectively that is mana that we're putting into a weapon that's only going to last for so long. If we were to try and use it with something like our Voltaic Strikes, would that work? I mean, it is melee, so yeah, quite possibly. Also, the interesting thing about Voltaic Strikes is that even if we were using a blade, theoretically, it should also work. Okay. So, next ability that I'd like to try and read here, if we're able to, I'm hoping that that dino isn't going to come crashing over this way. Lightning Bolt is certainly something that I would like to try and learn. Difficulty 6 though, tough. It will take us a while to study it. And we briefly fell asleep there. That's okay, Dusk. That's just the narcolepsy, as we aren't actually tired yet. Oh, I spoke too soon. We're tired now, but we've successfully learned Lightning Bolt, which is great. Let's go eat some more food if we can. And let's have a look at that Lightning Bolt. Okay, so an 81% chance of failure. That is totally understandable, but it is a nice ranged attack that we can get off, and especially if we can get enemies in a line, like down a hallway, that would just be fantastic. So right now, our Static Touch, it only has a range of 1. The damage it's okay. Jolt has a range of 3, and a cone arc of 25 degrees. I didn't realize it was a cone. That is very cool. So I think both Jolt and Lightning Bolt will be abilities that we want to try and get better. The mana cost, really not that bad. Also, we're at 1700 mana. That seems like more than we had before, so we might actually just be getting more mana by learning more spells. That's possible, and yeah, we can see that we have Storm Shaper here now. Very nice. And yeah, so down here, poor mana regeneration. Just means it comes back slower. Okay. Honestly, it might still be worth us trying to learn some of these other spells. There's no reason for us to not to. I think we'll go through, we'll learn everything else we can, so that we can consider ourselves, well, at least a beginner Storm Shaper. Windstrike, you're up next. There we go. Wind Strike is done. And we actually aren't currently feeling tired, so I think we'll probably keep on reading for a little while longer yet. Stormhammer, you're up next. And we get it, just as we're starting to lose light. It's now getting towards 5 PM, so we probably should sleep soon. Let's have a look at Stormhammer here. Only a 50% chance of failure. That's not bad. It'll give it to us for 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Let's see if we can cast this thing. There we go. And that's got us up to level 1 with the spell now. Yeah, which means it's going to last for much, much longer. So let's have a look at Stormhammer compared to our claws. Oh boy, well the bash is great. Just starting off with that, the bash is fantastic. This item is a magical focus. You can cast spells with it in your hand. A crackling magical warhammer full of lightning to smash your foes with. Yeah, that does sound really fun. Also, it's got like brutal strike and stuff like that, which is great. I think using that with brawling would go quite well. A magical hammer whose damage increases with the spell. Looking at our claws, it does seem like the typical damage per second is potentially better at 38. That is certainly higher than the Stormhammer, but it's got a lot of cool abilities. It's got the parrying, sweep attacks and everything. And it looks really freaking cool. And would you look at that? We have a few enemies that we might be able to try this out on. Okay, alright, we've got 230 turns. That's not a massive amount of time, and there's also a big dino over there that I would rather not have this happen. Let's try and get the Devourer over here. So we're going to use our force shove with a pull to try and see if we can grab it. Not quite, we need to get 2 squares closer. I don't think we're going to need to worry about that. But yeah, I think we need to try and get this a little bit closer first. So let's go and pull you in and give you a good strike. Alright, that was mostly horns. And there was a whack there as well. Battering it. Yeah, you're doing good, Dusk. Decent damage here. The Wicked Bite coming through there at the same time. I feel like the hammer's pretty good. I feel like the hammer is pretty damn good. Let's see if we can clear out some of the others around here. If we are going to be sleeping, you know, it makes sense for us to clear the area a little bit. We just sent that reeling backwards there. Hot damn. Okay, alright, we've got a zombie cop down here next. We've only got 160 turns left here. One good strike was enough to take that one down. It might have already been damaged. Now the real test is going to be this scorched dino over here. How dangerous are you really? You're heavily burnt. You stink of charred meat. Its flesh is mended into a leathery shell. Okay, alright. I don't think it can see very well. I think this thing might be completely blind. Well, at least a little bit blind. Dusk stabs it with her horns and then bites into it. Okay, we managed to zap it there. Yeah, so all of our attacks are zapping it somewhat. Okay, it explodes into smoke. It explodes into smoke. We know that now. The sunlight is burning our hands. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot of smoke that we got there. Okay, yeah, Dusk is going to be coughing up a storm. I'm not surprised. So let's go have some water. Some nice clean water. And we'll have some, not energy cola. We don't want to stay up for a long period of time. In actual fact, we're going to try and fall asleep sooner rather than later. Let's just go into here, see if we can get some water. No, there isn't anything in there. Okay. Well, we can get clean water from the bathroom here. Let's just go unload. Well, actually, is there? Oh, here it is. Pour that into a container, into our hydration pack, and then we can just use the purification tablet that we've got. We've got 18 water purification tablets. There we go. That's that. And let's continue to drink. Nice. Okay. Calories spent today, only 3,000. We've consumed a considerable amount, but we can consume a little bit more, I think, in the way of candy, which the satiety, well, actually, the peanut butter candy is super satisfying. That's surprising. Okay, well, we're already full up there. We're not going to be able to read too much more, not without using our cell phone. I'm not against us doing that. What else do we want to try and learn? We could get Lightning Blast and the Toxtricity spell. I think trying to learn all of them is going to be worth it. Okay, and we've learnt Lightning Blast at 8:40. Yeah, I think we're going to be having a pretty big sleep in tonight. We're going to be eating some more, and we have one more spell to learn. And there we go. Okay, we have learnt all the spells we possibly can from that tome. We haven't tried to cast all of them. I think I'd like to try and do that before we go to sleep, if possible, because then we can try and get some of our mana back. So we've got a turkey outside. We're not going to practice just on a turkey, although some of these things probably do need to have something targeting them. Let's go for wind running first, try and cast it on ourselves, and we'll just keep going until, there we go, we are bolstered by the wind. We can see that our speed has increased significantly there. That's really, really good. So now we know how to cast that. Next up, wind strike, and we can see we've got this big cone out in front of us that we're striking at, and there we have it. We've cast wind strike, just like that. Jolt, you're up next. Yet another cone, and we get it first try. Really, really good. Okay, next up, lightning bolt. The chances of us failing here are pretty high, so we're gonna have to try and okay, nope, we got it the first freaking try. The electrical cloud doesn't affect you. That's good to see. Our galvanic armor is probably also protecting us from that at the same time. Only a 69% chance of failure now. That's much, much better. Lightning Blast, you are up next. And also Storm Shaper Rune. We haven't cast that before, so let's see if we can get that off. There we go. We have ourselves a rune. Let's leave that on the ground there. And what is that? Oh, it's probably the turkey flying in the air. Is that correct? Is that what we're seeing now? Yes, it is. It's just flying above us. Well, good for you. Oh, the max level of this is 0. That makes sense. Lightning Blast, you're up next. And it looks like it was trying to target the turkey there. We don't want to target the turkey. But it's good to know that we can theoretically target the turkey if we so desire. And this is the one that's supposedly much faster for us to cast, doing less damage, but it is area of effect. Oh, it's just straight up too difficult for us to cast. Well, that's why we're failing. Okay, that makes sense. Shocking Dash, you are next. There we go. And we leave a lightning bolt arcing behind us. That is very cool. So that is now level 1. That's great. That is now level 1. The chances of us failing are a lot smaller. That's great. Toxicity. Let's go try and see if we can get that going. This is going to be most of our mana. Yeah, there we go. And we've learnt how to cast that successfully now. So Electric Arts is still 0 at the moment. So I would like to try and see if we can get that, but 400 mana is a bit more than we have right now. So it'll be something that we have to just try maybe after we've had a good and proper rest. Oh, hi Grappler, where did you come from? Okay, well hello. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Well, okay, this place isn't so safe, and unfortunately, that extra bit of noise there doesn't help, does it? No. Okay, let's just go close those for now. Try and close all the other doors that we've got around. Close that one. Okay, just making sure we're all clear down there. This is where we're going to try and get some sleep, hoping that we're going to be able to. Let's just check our wounds beforehand. So our head and our arm. Our right arm probably does need a new bandage to go on there. It doesn't need to be anything crazy good though, so we're just going to go with our boiled ones. I'm going to do the same thing for our head as well, just to make sure that they get properly healed before we wake up. Let's just have a look. Calcium's looking good. I can't see our vitamin A at the moment, but I'm assuming it's also pretty good. We've had a varied diet today. Alright, Dusk, I think it's probably time for us to stop concentrating on everything, and let's try and get some sleep. Okay, well... That's quite a rude awakening. Dusk is pulled from her bed, and this is in the morning. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, so we actually ended up sleeping through the entire night. I guess I shouldn't be surprised there. Okay, so we are going to use our force shove to go and push this grappler away, just so we can get that grapple broken to begin with. Then we'll go and finish it off there. Alright, seems like a bit of a shame to leave this tome here to begin with, but I think we're going to need to. Before we go any further though, we are going to try and cast the Electric Arts spell, see if we can get that done, and there we have it. We have got level 1 in all of those spells now. You feel small sparks under your skin. They do not harm you. Wonderful. That's good to know. Okay, so let's get eaten. Cracklins to begin with, because the crackling is actually going to go off first, so let's just eat all of that for now. And a sip of water. We will have more once we can. So, I was really wanting to investigate these guys during the night, but we may have to go out there during the day, and if that's the case, we're going to have to go out wielding our umbrella, which we will activate so it's no longer collapsed, and yeah, okay. Well, this is fine. Alright, out we go, and we can see a zombie to the south, and a scorched Diplodocus.
Well then, okay, I'm happy to fight this one here. We are going to go to force unarmed, just so that we don't end up using our umbrella to bash this thing, and we should be able to handle it just fine. The Diplodocus, I'm hoping, is going to stay over there for now. The scorched ones are a bit of a problem. A pale charger, what is that? It's over there. Oh, it's an undead horse. Right, well, that's come back to bite us, hasn't it? It is not likely the same horse that Dusk lost. It's certainly a reminder of it. With plates of asymmetrical bone tissue overlapping its body, this ignoble steed needs no rider for you to fear its approach. Completing its ghoulish look with an overgrown skull which, judging by the flattened and battered forehead, has become its main weapon. Okay, so that thing is certainly dangerous. It is going to be fast. That is something that we need to try and see if we can take down from a distance. And you know what? We could give something a go here. We do have something in our hands though, so the chances of us failing this are high. 69% chance for us to get lightning bolt off. Better for us to get jolt off. Although jolt, unfortunately, the range isn't super great on it. Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. And we managed to hit it then. 10 damage is now currently zapped. Let's take a strike at it there. Dusk, doing good work. This task is too simple to train. Oh, of course, that's fine. I don't think we need to get that notification each time that we're striking, though. So hopefully that's something that we won't see as much. But yeah, it didn't even manage to get a strike on us then. Just punch after punch, doing its work. Now, I don't know if we are actually utilizing our claws while we're doing force unarmed like that. I'm not 100%. I would hope we are, but we cannot be certain. Okay, so let's get a little bit further away from the town here. And looks like we're going to be heading pretty much straight towards there. There is a Gargoylosaurus nest near there, though, so that's potentially concerning. What else do we have over here? A dinosaur exhibit. I see. Well then, that's interesting. Is this a library over here? It is. Okay, well that's very, very nice to see. Restaurant over here, we've got a goblin outpost, and then we've got, goblin encampments. Many of them, all around Stockholm here. What an interesting place, huh? Okay, but for now, to the southwest we go. Okay, we can see on our mini-map the marker for the mass grave. We are hearing blam. Oh my gosh, and that is a scorched dino. It is chasing after these soldiers down here. Can we assist them? Can we help them? Well, they're lost in smoke right now, so I'm not sure. We can't see them. Well, no, we can see someone through the smoke there. Okay. Currently ignoring our presence, but they're aware of us. Okay, and oh boy, what is that there? It is the bruised corpse of a dino. It looks like these people are okay, and hello, are you red? Because it looks like you've got wings. No, this is Preston Watt, a ravenfolk soldier. Bird wings, raven beak, feathers, large talons. Oh, that's very cool. That is very cool. And that's red, okay. Well, I don't know who to talk to here, but they're all heavily armed, and that's another ravenfolk soldier over there. Yeah. How interesting. Okay, so who do we have a conversation with here? And yeah, they've killed the dinos that are here. Good for them. Right, talk to. Red is the only person that doesn't have an occupation. Maybe we talk to Red first. Let's just make our way around here for now. What is that over there, just out of curiosity? Connecticut flag and a platinum necklace. Interesting. Okay, right. Red.
You there, wanderer. You have the look of someone who hates dinosaurs. Ready to take this country back?
Dinosaurs? Are they the only problem?
Yeah, they started showing up about the same time it all fell apart. They attacked the caravans and the bandits both. Hungry bastards. All dinosaurs are shoot on sight. We don't eat them. They're probably poisoned with whatever got the dead ones. Just leave them for the crows. Same with the eggs.
Kill all dinosaurs. Interesting.
Hey, I got a job for you. You want to hear about it?
Sure.
Well, it sounds like you get us. There's something out there, scaring the merchants. They got away safe, but lost a grain shipment. You're welcome to it, if you can haul it back. Check out the area and report anything you find. That would help us out a lot. I suppose I can do that? Thanks. Keeping the people safe is what we try to do.
Interesting. So, this is the first kind of organization that Dusk has actually stumbled upon. Let's see, any advice?
Search the bushes for any trace. I'm not an expert tracker, but you should be able to find something.
Thanks.
It's a good day to shoot some dinos.
Yeah, take care, Red. Thanks, Red. I don't know if we can talk to any of the other soldiers here. We'll talk to Lucy.
I'm supposed to direct all questions to my leadership. That's Red over there.
Sure. And I'm assuming that's the same for all of them here. Let's talk to Preston as well. Yeah, kind of the same deal. So Red is running the show here. There's soldiers that are protecting people. They've talked about caravans. This is all really exciting stuff for Dusk. And the mission is just across the river here. Okay. Out in a field. We have to go back through Stockholm. That's not too much of a problem. There is a Last Man on Earth shelter that's kind of along the way. There is also the Goblin encampment as well. Oh boy, I was really not wanting to do this stuff during the day, but it is like early morning, so either we spend the entire day reading and studying the magical arts, or we try and make it over towards there. I think we're going to start trying to make our way on over, and we'll see how we go. We're seeing meat cocoons currently. I wouldn't mind trying to, get those things. There's a lot of them. Hot damn. Okay, let's just attack them, huh? There we go. Just squishing all of the things here. Dusk, nicely done. We have ourselves a feral that's now charging towards Dusk. Okay, so let's reach out with that force shove, pull them in towards us, strike them down, smash the corpse. A messenger bag, eh? Okay, well, we're going to keep on moving towards the east right now. If we do encounter anything along the way, we will fight. And it looks like we're going to have to fight this Shrieker here, who is, no doubt, going to start shrieking. Oh, maybe not. We got it really quickly there. Just stabbing it through with her horns. Dusk doing work. Okay, we've got a dog that's a little bit of a problem down here. That's already kind of turned. That's taken care of, and now we're seeing water scorpion nymphs over there that are chasing something out on the water. The bridge seems to be relatively clear from what we can see, so let's get across and see if we can't track down... Ooh, armored brontosauruses. I really hope that that's not what we're looking for. I don't think it is, because they were out in the river, but no doubt whatever is out here is not fun. Before we get there, I think we probably want to take some precautions, so... Let's go get up our other things to begin with. So electrical discharge, we'll also go for our voltaic strikes, and I think that's probably it for now. Let's go catch our breath, have some water, make sure that we're nice and hydrated before we get stuck into whatever is going on here. We're also very close to the Goblin encampment, so we need to keep that in mind as well. But our mission, our objective, is just here towards the east. And that's a velociraptor, just a single velociraptor. Surely that's not what scared off the merchants. I mean, it could be. Hi. I mean, you're kind of just hanging out here. Alright, sorry buddy. Let's go and do a mind hammer on you. I mean, that certainly did some damage. 21 damage. It's trying to flee now. Let's go and pull it back towards us. Strike it at Dusk. Strike again. And that's a velociraptor dealt with. Okay, so we are in the area of where this quest was. Maybe that's it. Yeah, no, it is. That was it. It was a velociraptor, a single velociraptor that scared the merchants off. Okay, so before we go back, we are going to have a look at this encampment and see what exactly is going on there. Now, it's interesting that they said the dinosaurs appeared kind of when the end of the world started happening. I don't think that is entirely true, because we're seeing dinosaur exhibits, we're seeing dino zoos, but then again, I think those places, those dino zoos, they're probably quite recent, those startups. And this cough, interesting. We're getting sick. Oh dear. I wonder if that was because we'd spent the night just kind of coughing away because of the smoke that we were exposed to. But yeah, it seems like we're starting to come down with a bit of a cold. Unfortunate. Our strength will be a little bit lower because of it, so we are going to have to be wary, and we're also going to be coughing as well. Okay. Oh boy, that's a big palisade gate there. let's open that up. Let's have a little peek inside, and hello, goblins. Okay, so the goblins, they shouldn't be as difficult to fight as the orcs. We can see that they're wearing the tattered remnants of street clothes. They have improvised armor and they're carrying a heavy club. They look at Dusk like a wolf seeing a particularly juicy hunk of lamb. Okay, so no doubt... Oh, they've got wargs? They've got wargs. Okay, and that's a lot. That's a lot of goblin warriors just charging out to meet Dusk there. Are you guys going to keep on coming this way? It's a little hard to tell. They're just kind of moving around right now. I mean, if we could talk, that would be great. That warg up there, and that's a lot. Yeah, you know what? That's too much. That's like 6 wargs or something like that in that pen over there. I think that's something that we maybe come back to at night if we do. Yeah. We've lost our spark of electricity. That is fine. Let's go return to Red and see if we can turn in this quest. Oh, and we are being chased by a shadow raptor. So let's go and mind hammer you. Leave you in the dust. Keep on... Well, I was going to say keep on moving, but no, we've got a zombie hunter here who we definitely want to take out because we don't want to lead any of the dead back towards those soldiers. Okay, and here they are. Alright, Red, let's have that conversation, huh?
How's the search going? I killed it. Great work. Wasn't even sure what I was sending you after. If you're interested, I have another job for you.
Sure. Maybe you might be able to teach me something as payment, though. Okay, and so we can see what we can learn here. It can actually teach us a little bit about spellcraft. Which can get our spellcraft up to 1, and it only costs 10 for us to get that. Okay? Yeah. Let's begin. Sounds good. Okay, so we spent a while just coughing up a storm here, but I do believe that we learnt a little bit about spellcraft. Indeed we did. We're at 80% now. Nice, that's good. Our metaphysics is up pretty high as well. That's 5. Okay, let's have a chat to Red again.
It's a good day to shoot some dinos.
You were mentioning that I might be able to help?
Yeah, I got a job for you. Seems like the only news we get here is bad. There's this weirdo family that was staying outside the center. I don't know why. They said something about germs. Anyway, they're gone. Vanished in the night. We sent out a scout to find them, but they're gone too. We have a pretty good idea where in the woods the scout was searching. Bring back anyone alive you can and end whatever is keeping them.
Okay, I can do that. Do you have any advice?
We'll try not to make too much noise. Visibility is bad in the woods, so it's all about sound.
Well, that sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, alright, take care, Red. So, let's see. Where? Over here towards the west. Right, now, it's interesting. They're talking about this center, right? Could they be talking about the refugee center? If they are, then wow, they are very, very far away from it. There could be another, but I would be very surprised if the game
made us go all the way to the one far in the east if there was something closer. We do have this fire lookout tower up here, which is just to the west of Malden. That would give us a really good sight of the area, and that's something that I definitely want to check out. But I think we are going to try and see if we can make it out here to the woods to track down this family and or the scout. Oh, okay, we have just seen, is that a portal over here? I do believe it is. It is indeed. Okay. And there's an aggressive iguanodon up there. I think it's aggressive because the portal was probably sending some nasties its way. Okay, and we are not far off from the forest square in which we need to start searching. I am trying to keep in mind that we are dealing with, an oncoming cold here, so let's go get up all of our protective measures, our offensive measures. We could try and go for, like, the hammer and stuff like that. However, we would be dealing with the sun then, which that's not good. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, that's nasty. Okay. So, what do we have going on here? We had this bruiser just race down out of the woods here, and there's an Arcanthrosaurus here, which is alive. I really don't want that to come back to life by killing this Necroboomer, so we are going to have to be really cautious with how we do all of this. Ideally, the boomer dies first, and that's what's happened here. I don't know if that's combined with what we are searching for. That's the corpse of a skeletal dog, so I don't think so, but I do think we are going to need to deal with this problem. But I mean, honestly, the Arcanthrosaurus is kind of dealing with a lot of that problem for us. Oh, the champion finally falls. Okay, so with that, we are going to reach out. Let's go do a lightning bolt. Oh, we can't quite get far enough. That is unfortunate. Okay. Alright, let's let them just get a little bit closer. Start striking at it. First one down. Okay. Alright, we've got dwarves. We've got zombies making their way on in towards us. Actually, that dwarf is... I don't know if it's able to see us quite right. They probably don't have great sight in the light during the day. We definitely want to make sure that we smash this corpse here. The zombie child is here. We'll take that down. Dwarf, you are next. Let's go and strike you. Good few times there. The voltaic strike's doing work. We will stop. I think we might have gotten hit by our own stuff for a moment then. Or there was something going on. Okay, a howling waif has been spotted. It's dangerously close now. Let's make sure that we take that down, because that's going to be making an unfortunate amount of noise. Okay, looking at everything else here, I think we are good. Yeah, possibly. We'll take the caffeinated chewing gum from that one there. Unfortunately, the mission has moved, which means that the people that we were searching for are probably some of these zombies that we're seeing here. It very much looks like this could be a family. We've got a zombie child here, there's a howling waif, we have a few adult zombies here as well, and of course we had the Arcanthrosaurus, which might have killed them in the first place and then caused them to turn. Just looking up and around this region here, the skeletal dog, they may have had a dog with them as well. They could have all turned and then attacked the Arcanthrosaurus, or, well, who knows what. Out here we do have a hadrosaur nest, we have the cabin out there in the woods. Okay, we're going to make our way back. Let's return that quest. Okay, Red. More bad news, unfortunately. Let's have a chat. How's the search going? I killed the thing, but the others aren't there. Great work. Wasn't sure what was going to be there. Let's get some more teaching as payment. You know what? I actually don't think we learnt anything. I think what we're seeing here on the side here is showing the percentage that you can learn from him. So like for rifles, he could give us like 4% learning, which is kind of nothing. Like all of these are really nothing at all. So we'll just say never mind. We'll say that we don't need any payment because that will kind of give him better respect for us. We will continue though. We'll see if there's something else that we can do. Another job. Yep, sure. This is probably a waste of time, but a nearby farmer has been complaining that someone or something has been stealing a lot of their cattle. We don't normally bother with little things like this, but the food supply is getting low and the farmers are threatening to cut us off if we won't help. I've marked on your map where the farmers think the cattle are going. Okay. Any advice again? Maybe bring a rope to bring the cattle back, or something for them to eat. They can be ornery cusses if you don't know how to treat them. Sounds good. We should actually still have something for them to eat. We should have some fodder. Indeed, we have 4 cattle fodder. Is that enough? I have no idea. It's kind of up and in the direction of where we want to go, though. The swamp, though? Okay. Not a high chance that they're going to be alive if they're near the swamp, purely just because that is where zombie dinosaurs like to linger. It's where dinosaurs like to linger. And really, there's a high chance that they will be zombified if they've been up there for a while. So we'll cross our fingers still. Oh, and we've encountered a decayed pouncer just to the north of us. Okay, here it comes. Let's get ready to strike this thing down. Oh, it's got a decent strike on us. A few strikes, but Dusk is more than capable of taking that thing out. Let's get that safe mode back on and keep traveling to the north. Okay, our skin is starting to lose its charge as we are getting closer to where I hope the cows are. There's a pteranodon zombie and a colossal crayfish. Okay, alright. Oh boy, that's a lot of dinos. What are you? You're Dryosauruses, okay, and you are alive. That's a good sign, I think. Okay, so we're getting closer to where the cows should be, and we are not seeing them currently. The quest is still here though, so I think we're going to have to try and figure this out. The colossal crayfish is currently hostile. It's practically immobile compared to our speed though, so let's try and see if we can crack it. First of all, we're going to chuck out a Mind Hammer. You know what, we'll do a Mind Hammer on the Pteranodon because I feel like that's better, and then we'll look at Mind Hammering you, Colossal Crayfish. Okay, we did a considerable amount of damage and it is still looking pretty good. We'll try and do a Lightning Bolt in its direction and we will fail. And we could just try again, see if we can get this thing off as it starts to get closer, and there we go. A Lightning Bolt that stays there for a few turns, so I think it has the chance to do more damage over time. Okay, the Dryosauruses are on the move. It looks like this Decayed Pouncer is coming for them currently. So let's try and see if we can't take that out. It's a little bit outside of our reach, I think. We can try a Force Pull to grab it. Are we in range? Just. Okay, the Decayed Pouncer is here, and we've got it. Okay, that's another one down. The Colossal Crayfish, I'm probably just going to try and get to stay away from us. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think the cows are alive. I think the mission's shifted yet again. Yeah, well, okay. I suppose while we are up here, it's probably going to be worth us climbing up that fire tower. So let's see how high we can get with that. I don't know if it's going to be as high as the radio towers, but who knows? We do have an American flag here, though, so I will keep that in mind going forwards. And we have a decayed zombie down here as well. Looks like there's a generator too, so that's good. A Devourer just fell off of a ledge, so there might be other undead around here. Yeah, we're definitely seeing one somewhere. Oh, it's all the way over there. Looks like it had quite the fall. Is this... yeah, it's a broken generator. Alright, so you, let's just go and try and Mind Hammer you a few times. We could also just try and zap or jolt through here. I guess that's a good way for us to kind of make use of, well, the power. I think we are casting it. I don't think we're actually getting to it, though. A little bit hard to tell. Let's just go climb this fence. I'd rather it not break it. There we go. The Devourer is down. Okay, before we start to climb, let's just check and see what else we have down here. We've got water, probably more water in here. That's a considerable amount of water. It's just standard water though. Okay, and in here, a rubber hose. I was hoping there was a rope, although we don't really need one though. The cows are not here, so that's not something that we have to worry about. Let's watch our climbing here. Okay, we managed to get all the way up towards the top. There is an open window here. Let's see what we've got. US Weekly, and a two-way radio. Useful, I will take that. And that seems to be about it. Okay, clambering back out. Let's see what we can see from this area. So we can see Bakersfield, a lot of Bakersfield. We can see some of the area that we've come through here. I think we just narrowly missed this mine. It looks like we've got a giant stadium here. Just on the outside of that, there is a mound of dirt, so like an anthill or something like that. There is the library that's up here, so that's good. That is something that is quite useful. There is the Goblin Outpost that's there as well, and we're just going to want to have a look and see what we have on the outskirts of the town. Also, whenever there's anything that's green, we want to check to see that it isn't a cabin, because there's always a chance. Like this one here, for example, that's a green cabin, it's a Magicism cabin. We have another cabin out here in the woods, and that just seems to be regular. If it's brown, it's probably regular. You can see the origin. What have we here? A sewage treatment plant, okay, and we have an evac shelter as well. Okay. I'm not seeing anything else jump out at me, but because it's been a while, it probably is still worth searching for things like magic, which takes us back to the magic gate, or anything else that's like academy. Because I still think there's a chance it might appear, but again, if we don't find something on our odyssey towards the east, the Magic Academy will be there. We'll be sure of that. I suppose we can see it a little bit further along this way up by Malden. There's an abandoned shopping plaza up there in a cave as well. That's kind of cool. Yeah, if we ever do find out a way to search for the origin of things, I think that would be quite useful. To find things that are specifically from Mind Over Matter or Cataclysm, especially when dealing with a mega city challenge like this. There's a lot of, not so much visual noise, but there's so many things. To go through it with a fine-tooth comb does take quite a long time. Oh, like over here, we've got a Magicism thing in the forest. Okay, damn, and we were right here. I have no idea what that is, but I kind of want to put a note on it. Just a exclamation mark just so it's flashing, so that I know to come back here. That is definitely a point of interest that we want to try and interact with. We could theoretically try and go to the library, but I think the best thing that we can do right now before the end of the episode is kind of just head towards here and get that quest complete. So let's start making our way back down.
And we have arrived back. Red,
we killed whatever was causing problems. Red gives you Betty? What's Betty? And gives us low-grade methamphetamine. Okay, thank you, I guess. He just hands us low-grade meth. And Betty? Is Betty a person? I'm not sure. Okay,
Oh no. We didn't think the dinosaurs could raise. We've killed so many of them. We might be in trouble here. Here's one now. I'll rip it apart. Wait, I can see in its dead eyes that it loves us and it wants to help us. I'll just end up killing it. I'm barely holding it together here. You better take it. And I have more that I'd like you to do.
Okay, so did he just give us a dinosaur named Betty? Or was it one of the cows, theoretically, that we were meant to have brought back? I'm not sure. We will find that out. Again, I will say, glad to help. We need no payment. And we'll also ask how we can continue to help.
Well, while we were out with a hunting party, a couple of those big ugly ones came back and ate a whole mob of the dead that I wanted to take out. We lost a lot of soldiers too while we were out. Good ones. And they died bad, slow. I made sure of it, the traitors. These dinosaurs have gone too far. They're making us crazy. We need to rack up some serious numbers to catch up. We need some serious risk-taking. I'm talking explosives and fire and drugs and rock and roll here. I don't care if it's living dinos or dead. They all need to be taken down.
Okay?
Kill all dinos.
Okay. Any advice there?
You can kill a lot of dinos without taking a lot of pills, but I don't see how.
Okay, Red. Okay. Thanks. It's a chained zombie named Betty. Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, I'm imagining he had this thing just kind of like covered up, you know? I mean, there is that flag, the Connecticut flag over there. It could have had it in a ditch. I mean, this is actually a mass grave, so he could have just had it buried, possibly. Okay. I think that these people might be kind of off their rocker a little bit. I'm not sure about the others, but they all seem to be pretty keen on following Red, who is clearly... There are some things kind of going on with Red here. But, I mean, we have Betty now. A chained dino. A feathered dinosaur corpse with a domed head with heavy chains, allowing you some control. We can equip them with armor. We can attach bags to them. Okay. Right. Also, you did give us meth, right? Okay. Interesting. Did you give us any more? Oh, you did give us another mission. Kill 50 dinos. I mean, that's totally possible, and I'm sure that's something that we're going to do before too long. It is actually something that we could probably do a little bit easier because there are nests around here. We could specifically go after those nests. It does seem a little bit cruel to do that. Does it go counter to what Dusk believes? Sanctity of life and whatnot. And yes, she has also caused a lot of loss of life over time. Keeping the dinosaurs around is dangerous because they can become infected, but the same could be said for people, and we don't want to eliminate all people. So, I don't know if she would do this. I don't know if she would follow. I think this is the point where Red and Dusk part ways. I mean, we got a companion out of this in the form of Betty. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. But we do have some interesting things for us to investigate around here still. Obviously, we have these great big, these massive goblin encampments. We also have the Migo Scout Tower here. We also have the Forge of Wonders. And I think the Forge of Wonders is where we're going to start next time. We are going to have to be cautious when we approach. We want to make sure that we don't startle anyone. And we may just want to leave Betty behind for that. You know, chain her up somewhere, nice and safe. But we will see. Yeah, Red certainly had some interesting things going on there. I think if Dusk had taken a little bit longer to investigate all of the soldiers here, she would have been able to notice that they seemed pretty out of it. Like maybe they've been up for weeks on end, hyped up on methamphetamine. They do seem to be very, very far from their home, if they have actually roamed from the refugee centre. Obviously, they're going to want to be a little bit cagey as to the location of where they came from. They do seem to trust Dusk somewhat, but I think that trust only goes so far. Because we have to keep in mind, Dusk does not look like most normal folk. And the Raven folk that are here, they are considered normal folk. The Cataclysm races have existed in this world just as long as humans have. Seemingly, dinosaurs have not been here that long. Well, other than the millions and millions of years before they were originally extinct. No doubt it was the labs that brought those dinosaurs back into existence. Or maybe there's something else going on there. Maybe they didn't bring them back from their bones, slowly but carefully genetically engineering them over time. Perhaps they did get real samples from somewhere. Who knows? But for now, I'd like to thank you all for joining me for yet another episode here in Cataclysm. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.